Seemed to me like Daddy ate the hind legs. But us kids would always go for the bony pieces because you could make it go further. You could stretch it out, you know. Took you longer to eat it because I broke every one of them little bones off them ribs, you know, and everything, and I cleaned every bit of the meat out of them bones.
Yeah.
And squirrel, we ate a lot of squirrels. Um, Coons, groundhogs. Um, and I think we ate a lot of stuff that we didn't know what we were eating because they killed it and dressed it before they brought it home. So there's no telling what we ate. But you get hungry enough, you'll eat just about anything, you
Yeah.
know. Um, in the summertime, we ate a lot of chicken. In the wintertime, if they wasn't laying eggs, they got ate.
Oh my.
Yeah. As long as they was laying eggs, they were safe. But when they quit laying eggs, they went in the kettle. Chicken and dumplings. And right to this day, I can't stand chicken and dumplings. I don't like boiled chicken in the first place.
Yeah.
And Nana's family, they always, whenever there's a big bunch coming, chicken and dumplings. Chicken and dumplings. And I never, that was one of Daddy's favorite meals, was chicken and dumplings. And I just never, um, I don't remember, probably the ribs on that. Fried chicken, I could eat any of that, you know. Um, but there's been times when Uncle Charlie and Aunt Debbie was there, and maybe Uncle Ernest and Aunt Lena, a couple, you know, when they ever had company. There's times we've killed as many as 20 chickens. So it didn't really pay to have company on weekends,
I'll say.
you know. They stayed all night. They almost always, all of them stayed all night. There was kids everywhere. There was 8 of us. Uncle Charlie and Aunt Debbie, 10, 11 at that time. Uncle Ernest and Aunt Lena, 7 or 8. And the boys had a room, and me and Nana had a room, and Rita. And there was Pat, Joe, Robert, Lee, and Sammy. And I think they had 2 beds. We had 1 bed in our room. We all, you know, all slept together. But whenever company come like that, they would put us all, with that many kids, they'd lay them in there like this, crossways of the bed, so that everybody could go in the bed.
Yeah.
And there may be 10 or 12 kids in that one bed, you know, but we were crossways of it because we were small, you know. The grown-ups pretty much had a bed. If, like, the boys had 2 beds in their room, well, one of their beds went to the adults, and their kids went crossways with the rest of us. And
Like a can of sardines.
yeah. And then a lot of us kids would be put on the floor, you know. But they had, as well as the mattress on the bed, there was a feather bed or straw bed. A lot of the beds had, instead of having feathers in those, there was straw, you know. and they throw those down on the floor, whether it had a blanket or not, or or a sheet or not. Pretty much had a blanket. But by the time you put 12 kids in the bed, you had plenty of heat anyway.
Yeah.
you know, so that was a lot of kids. And then they'd all go home on Sunday and leave all these dishes for me and Nana to wash.
Some things never change.
So, and we didn't have no dishwasher either. We had to go to the well and draw the water, bring it to the house, put it in the dishpan, put it on the stove and heat it. Of course, we let it get too hot. Well, then we'd have to let it cool off. And we'd let it get too cold. So we'd have to heat it again, because we hated dishes,
Yeah.
And whoever washed them had to scrape them up and get them ready to wash. And whoever dried them had to put them away. Mama had a safe to put the dishes in. And whoever dried had to put them away. And we took turns. I washed one night, she dried, and the next night she washed and I dried, And if I get around Pat, I'll pack the wood in if you wash dishes for me tonight. Okay. He hated packing in the wood.
Mhm.
And I hated washing dishes. So
Sounds like a mutually beneficial agreement.
I'd go pack in the wood, and I don't care if it was cold outside or what it was. I'd pack in the wood before I'd wash the dishes. But, as long as it was already cut. Sometimes had to go out there and cross-cut saw 'em.
Really?
That builds you some muscles.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy'd say, "Ride that saw, sister." Because when I'd pull it to me, I'd wrap it around, and that made it hard for him to pull back.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't seem to learn to pull it straight back and then, let it go. I'd bend it a little bit. And but he was close to 6 foot tall, and here I am probably 4'5", 4 feet tall, whatever. And he just had such a longer reach than I had. And when I'd pull that through there, I'd probably cussing them all every time I pulled it through there. But I would still rather do that than wash dishes. I did not like washing dishes. And when Sammy was born, me and Nan was supposed to keep the dishes done up. Well, this safe Mom had a place for all the dishes, but it also was up off the floor about this high, just high enough that you could slide pans and skillets and stuff like that underneath of it. And we got through washing dishes. Dad said, "You girls get them dishes done?" "Yeah." He'd go in there and he'd start looking. And just as soon as he looked underneath the safe there, or whatever, here's this skillet sitting there full of water and this pan sitting there full of water. Well, we had to soak them. No, he didn't. He made us take everything out of the safe and wash it all and dry it and put it away. So that kind of broke us from doing that.
Yeah.
That was the intentions anyway. I don't ever do that anymore, ever. I wash my dishes up, and I don't always put them away, as you can tell, but I don't see no sense in putting them up there in that cabinet when we'll have to take them down in a couple hours anyway.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
You know, so, but I was good at chopping wood. I was still chopping wood when I was pregnant with Lisa.
Maybe that's where she gets it from.
I chopped wood, and we moved into the Young's place, and we had a cook stove in the kitchen that was a wood stove, and we had one in the living room that was a wood stove, and I was still cutting wood for those, and that's hard on anybody. We had a fuel oil stove in one of the rooms, but fuel oil was kind of expensive, and they could go cut a load of wood for just whatever it costs for, well, I drove, did he have, I think he hadn't. I think Bud used Mr. Young's truck to haul wood, and stuff like that. Of course, we had 2 cars. We didn't have a truck. We had 2 cars. But when after she was born, then he bought a gas stove and put in the cook stove and put in the kitchen. And there wasn't no hot water heater. There was water to the house, but there was no hot water heater.
Uh-huh.
And he had Mr. Young put a hot water heater in, and so that got a little better, when they had hot water. Because it wasn't the house that we lived in before we moved there. It had a bathroom in the house, but it didn't, you had to carry in water in a 5-gallon bucket to flush the stool with.
Wow.
But we didn't live there very long. We moved from there and moved to Young's place. That's where he lived when me and him got married. And that worked fine for him, But I thought about his mother, having to do that kind of stuff. And Bud would wear his clothes until they would stand up by themselves. They was so dirty. He said, well, I don't see why you have to put on clean clothes to go to the field and going to get them dirty anyway. Well, his mother would take his clothes and put them in the wash machine and leave them set in the wash machine for water to keep him from putting them back on. That car was going a little bit fast, wasn't it?
It was going a lot faster than the other ones.
Huh. Tomorrow's Sunday, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
And it looks like it's going to be August 1st, too.
I got a dentist appointment Monday. See if I can get my tooth fixed. I hope he can fix that.
Yeah, it's a lot of trouble.
He fixed this one over here. No, he fixed this one. it broke, kind of right in the center. He fixed it. Then this one here, the filling fell out of it, and he had to redo it. So I'm curious to see whether he can. I hope he can fix that one, because that's the side I chew on most of the time. And if he don't fix it, I'm gonna find it hard to chew meat of any kind unless it's already ground up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I don't have no jaw teeth. I got one back here.
Just the one, huh?
Uh-huh. I should have had him took that out when he took those others out. And he wants to pull all these and all these and make me false teeth, which would be fine if they'd make a set that would fit. Every time we go over Scott's, Lori's mom has new set of false teeth, and she can't chew. She just wallows her meat around and chews on it a little bit, and has a paper towel there and puts it in that. Of course, she can't chew it up, you know. And I don't want to have to do that. I gotta get my eyes taken care of before we do anything else. Cause it's getting bad. Now I can see something that's black with white writing, or something that's white with black writing, if the writing is big enough, you know. But some of the writing on that I can see, some of it I can't. This side, can't see any of it. So I need them, and it scares me too. At least I can see some now, you know, and I'm afraid they mess with my eyes and maybe can't see, you know, and that scares me.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, whoever the doctor is, they say she does bunches of them every day, you know. But this eye's worse than the other one because it's got that macular pucker on it. And I don't even know, where is the lens in your eye?
Beats me.
I don't know whether it's down here. From the looks of the, I don't have that picture, Scott's got it. It looks like it's down here somewhere. But I don't know. I know the pupil of your eye and all that stuff's up here, but I don't think the lens is. I don't know where the lens is. But I don't know whether I have to come off of the Coumadin long enough for them to do that, or I know I can't bend over, so I'm going to have to go without. I won't be able to tie my shoes. I'll just have to wear my flip-flops, I guess.
Sounds
Because I can
great.
put them on without bending over. I think the first 2 days or something like that, you can't bend over. Drops in your eyes. I think Patricia said she put drops in hers every morning and every evening. I should be able to manage that. I don't know.
You set
Maybe they'll do it while Lisa's here.
you set that crazy reminder. I'm
Uh,
sure you set that crazy reminder, and I'm sure you'll remember.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just wish it was done and over with, and it probably would have been if they hadn't to cancel. You know, because even after I had the consultation with her, I don't know when they're going to do this. You know, actually take them off. Becky said her son-in-law had them took off a couple of weeks ago, and said he got along just fine. You know, and they did both of his at one time. I don't want them to do both mine at one time. Do them one at a time, and then if they ruin one, maybe I still got the other one. You know,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
but I just wish it was. I turn the TV on and sit in there. Now, if I sit over in the chair by the computer, I can watch the TV good, you know. But I don't care that much about anything on TV.
Yeah, well, you've always got it on the Hallmark channel. I can hardly blame you for thinking that.
Yeah. And this month they've had Christmas in July all month long.
Oh, that sounds
That is so
horrible.
Silly. That is just silly. Anywho,